Happy Thursday, Blue Demons. Welcome to our morning edition of Get to Know DePaul. Today I'm joined with some of our staff from Campus Recreation. Before we begin, as always, you have the opportunity to check into today's stream by scanning the QR code here or by clicking the link in the chat box. By doing that, you'll check in with your Campus Connect credentials. Then you'll have a chance to win one of our stainless steel MAP water bottles. So be sure to check in. You have the opportunity, if you're watching this live, obviously to check in now, or if you're watching it a little bit later, you can check in anytime before September 11th for that chance to win. But we will go ahead and get started. Stephanie, Ricky, thanks so much for taking the time to join us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you, Courtney.
Yeah, so for those of you that might be new to the stream, Get to Know DePaul is a deep dive series we're doing to teach students about programs, services, and offices that they'll have available to them in their time here at DePaul. So but as we get started here, Stephanie, Ricky, how about we start off with a little bit about you? So tell us about who you are, how long you've been at DePaul, and why you decided to come work here.
Ricky, do you want to start?
Yeah, so hello, everyone. My name is Ricky Scott. I'm the Assistant Director of Club Sports and Team Challenge here at DePaul. I am from Gary, Indiana, and I've been at DePaul for exactly 1 year. I started off last year, so I'm glad to be a part of the team.
And then I'm Stephanie Punda. I'm one of the assistant directors of fitness and wellness here over at the Ray. And I grew up in Crystal Lake, Illinois, so one of the northwest suburbs. And I am approaching my 5th academic year here at DePaul. And one of the things that brought me to DePaul is one of the things that they say is find the fit that fits best for you. And when it comes to the staff and all of that, and from campus partners to the people that I work with on a daily basis, the fit was perfect. It's the mission that goes along with it, and it keeps you wanting to come back day after day.
Yeah, that's great. And that's something we've heard from a lot of our interviewees, I should say. So great to hear that consistency for you too, Stephanie. So how about you tell our viewers a little bit about Campus Recreation. We know we've got the Ray in this big building, but how about we talk a little bit further about what Campus Recreation does?
Yeah, so campus recreation is so much more than just a gym. So a lot of times when we think of the Ray, we just think of the specific building. And there are so many things. Fitness does not have to be your cup of tea, or maybe it's the journey you're just about to start. We have something here for everyone. And one of the things that we like to touch on is that you belong here. We have a bunch of different things that both Ricky and I will talk about, but we do have the fitness component. We are a gym. We have cardio class. We have cardio, we have strength, and we all have a bunch of group fitness classes as well. Group fitness is free as students. We'll be offering both in-person and virtual classes. So maybe you don't feel like coming into the gym is right for you at this time. You will be able to stream live in your res halls, or if you're at home as well. And so that you'll have that fitness component. It is for all levels. We have classes ranging from strength and cardio to yoga and Pilates. So there's something for everyone depending on what you're looking for on a day-to-day basis. We also offer outdoor programs. And so you're thinking, outdoor programs, what does that mean here in Chicago? We're in a big city. We'll actually be offering 2 paddle trips. So we paddle down the Chicago River. One is coming up on Labor Day, and the other, I believe, is on September 18th, Friday, September 18th. So if you're in the city and you're looking for something to do, we have programs. They do have an additional fee to them, but if you check us out on our website under outdoors, you can find what we offer. In the winter, we offer ski trips. During spring break, we offer where we go cross country and we do a volunteer trip, and we've done trail building. And so there's a lot of different opportunities that you can get involved. Like I said, it doesn't have to be just fitness based, but we have games, we have opportunities for work moving into the future. And then Ricky can touch on maybe sports are your thing.
Yeah, so we have two different opportunities if you're interested in sports. So our first opportunity is intramural sports. Intramural is something that where you get a group of your friends, you can come and compete here at the Ray or at Wish Field. We in a normal world we'll have different things like basketball, flag football, softball, even goes into chess or even virtual activities for our uh, for for today's world. And then we also have club sports, where this is a student-led organizations. We have 30 club sports, anywhere from ice hockey to dance companies to boxing clubs, where you can come and you can compete against different universities and also gain new friends within the sports world.
Yeah, that's great. I know, Stephanie, there's also, in addition for the outdoor recreation components, can't students check out equipment for camping trips and different experiences while through the Ray?
We do. We have a rental system that if you're looking to get out of the city and maybe you want to go up to Wisconsin or you want to go somewhere and camp, you can rent for a very reasonable price. We have tents, we have camp chairs, we have anything that you would need to escape the city life and enjoy that outdoor experience. And so there's also at times we have different games and that you can do as well. So if you check out our rental list, so we used to have bags and all that kind of stuff, so you can kind of find what you need to do for your weekends.
Yeah, that's great. Well, and I think it's important for students to know too, most of the services, and please correct me if I'm wrong in this, most of the services that are available to them through the Ray are at no additional cost. It's already included in their tuition and fees. So they're not going to pay a fee to come into the Ray and to use the space. Are there fees associated with intramurals?
No fees are associated with intramurals, but for club sports, if you wanted to join a club, they it's a variety of different dues fees that they have. Some clubs are free, and some clubs on the competitive level will have dues to compare.
Yeah. Yeah, and all of those club sports, I think the best way to find out about them is to really connect and to find out what those associated fees are, is to connect with the students who are part of those organizations. They can give an in-depth overview of what those fees cover, what it looks like, and really what the experience of that club sport will be.
Yeah, exactly. And you can also find those clubs at the student involvement fair, the virtual student involvement fair on the 18th. And then also if you wanted to contact me or any of the clubs, that'll be fine on our campus recreation page as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So obviously, a place like the Ray and services like campus recreation are going to look very different in the fall because of COVID and all of the public safety standards that we're taking. So can you tell us a little bit about what the experience will look like for students as they use the space? I know, Stephanie, you talked a little bit about the fact that there'll be virtual offerings, but if they do decide to come into the Ray, what will their experience look like for that?
Yeah, great question. So one of the things, as you know, being in Chicago, is that you have to wear a mask. And so if you're going to work out in the facility, you do have to have a mask on at all times and covering your nose. Ooh, sorry guys. And with that, when you enter the building, you will need either your student ID, or we recommend downloading our app, the Ray at DePaul. So that way you can scan in either with the app and or the specific ID. We do have different reservation systems. So if you want to take a group fitness class, you will have to reserve a space in that class because there's limited capacity. And we also have reservations if you want to play basketball or any of that, so that you have the hoop reserved for you or one other person. So we're really taking into effect physical distancing. We've spaced a lot of the equipment out so that it's 6 feet apart. And if we couldn't space it out, we have signs on it so that every other day we're rotating it so that you can have that physical distance, so that you can feel that you have your space in order to do your different workouts. And one of the things is when you come in to enter the building, you're going to be asked to read through these questions. Have you had any symptoms? Have you been around anyone who has tested positive for COVID? And if you can say that you don't have any symptoms or any of that, you are then free to use the facility. If you have been around someone, we ask that you please not come into the facility just for everyone's safety. So if you can't say no to all of the questions, then you have access. Ricky, do you want to touch on some of the stuff that's also going on?
Yeah. So one thing that we're doing with our student staff is that we're trying to make sure that you all are safe. So as you will see, you'll have many different bodies going around, ensuring that our cleanliness and our and having our equipment available is important to our members as well.
That's great. And Ricky, I think that actually brings up another topic in a little bit of a different direction. But you talk about student staff, and I know the Ray and Campus Rec is a huge employer of students on campus. And there might be students, I know we've had quite a few throughout the stream who have asked about student employment. So is the Ray hiring, and what does that process look like? And how can students, if they are looking for a job, how can they see if there's opportunities available at the Ray?
As of right now, the Ray is not hiring. We are kind of on a hiring freeze, but we will be looking to hire in the winter quarter. We will usually have sessions where you'll have to attend to gain information about the Ray, and then you will apply via Campus Connect, and then we will go on with that process. And you'll usually have a resume and a cover letter for those applications as well.
That's great. And I assume I know a little bit about campus rec facilities from years past. I assume that offerings include, some of those people that we're talking about that help maintain the cleanliness of the facility. But do you all hire for intramural officials? Are there opportunities for fitness instructors? Are those student led, or are those more professional staff opportunities?
So we have a lot of different options. So one of the things, Ricky and I work as a tag team with a bunch of our student employees, managing both the second, third, and fourth floor. So maybe a little biased, but I think we have some of the best employees. So if you're looking for a job, you can come and work for possibly Ricky and I. But we do also have positions. So hiring for fitness, one of the things that if you want to be an instructor, we do require a certification. So whether it is an overarching group fitness certification or it is a specialty such as Zumba. It's a little bit different right now just because we're not really doing a lot of in-house classes. But if you have a certification and you're brand new to teaching, I have a whole training program that helps you prepare to be able to teach to others and have that confidence to step up in front of a class. That's the same with personal training. We also offer personal training here at the Ray as well. And whether you want to be a personal trainer or you want to have a personal trainer so that you can learn what you need to do, we have a lot of different options there. And so group fitness and personal training sometimes fall off our typical hiring times just because it's as needs need to be filled. But with our student ones, we highly recommend we have entrance attendants. So these are the people who scan you into the building. And then you have mine and Ricky's teams, fitness floor supervisors and sports supervisors, which are helping. You get to know so many people within the building and you get to have that personal interaction. Yes, there's a lot of cleaning going on, but that's just the day and age and what we're living in with COVID right now. But it's a great experience. I know personally, I got my start in campus rec by having a job in the rec facility at my undergrad at UW Whitewater in Wisconsin, and Ricky did too. And so our experiences as our undergrad campus job actually led us to want to continue a career in the field. So just know that if you don't know what you want to do right now, don't worry. I changed my mind my senior year. And so there's a lot of different options that are out there for you. And so mine started with an on-campus job. So don't hesitate to reach out and see kind of what that next step may be. Ricky, I don't know if you want to talk about your experience a little bit with that too.
So to piggyback off of Stephanie, I actually started off as an intramural official and I didn't know anything about officiating. So that's the same way you're here. You don't need to have like any official experience. You can just come out and where we'll teach you everything about the game. So I started off as an intramural official and then I just climbed the ladder. My best advice that I would give to any student is to get involved. Like Stephanie was saying, that you might not know that this probably be your professional career later down the line, but you got to get involved. You got to be able to be willing to try new things, and come check us out at the Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. That my very first job in college also was as an intramural official. My mom told me either get a job or you're coming home. So I really didn't want to work in food services. So I ended up being a flag football official, and I was the only female flag football official I went to Augustana College and at Augustana, and I knew nothing. I knew nothing, and I don't have great vision. So there would be other officials that would take the yellow flag and throw it like 30 yards to see a foul that I couldn't see. Oh my gosh. But it gave a lot of great memories, and it definitely taught me a lot about communication and challenging communication, to say the least.
Agreed. Yes. I started as a flag football official as well. Like, that was my first sport. And I'm with you on the flags and everything. I went from throwing it for like 5 yards to 30 yards by the end of my time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
See, I knew I just wanted to be a participant. I did not want to be the official. And so I was just the participant playing.
Yeah.
And I knew that was my role that I needed to keep with.
Yeah. And we had a question come in from one of our viewers, Josh. Speaking about those entrance attendants, I think that Josh is asking a little bit about what the entrance procedure looks like for the Ray. So he specifically asked about how you receive member numbers, but I don't know that you necessarily receive a member number with the Ray, correct?
Correct. So as a student that is enrolled in classes, as a full-time student, you have automatic access into the facility. Like I said, all you need to do is bring your student ID and or download the app in case you misplace your ID, and you're able to be scanned in with that. And then you have free access to the facility. Also, if you have friends that live in the city who may not be going to school at their specific campus because they are remote, we offer a visiting student pass as well, so that they can have the opportunity to come to the Ray as well. So if they're looking for a place to work out or things to do, that reach out to those friends who may be in the city because they can't be live on campus, they have that access to the Ray as well. They will have a fee to pay, you will not, but that's just something to reach out to your friends if you know people that are around. That's a neat opportunity that we offer to other students too.
Yeah, that's great. Well, as we start heading towards the tail end of our interview, I know, Ricky, you shared a little bit of advice that you had, but I, just open the floor up one more time. If there's any advice you have for our new students or new first-year students or new to DePaul students in our transfer student community.
The other advice was just find your fit. Find where you would like to do the things, join groups, be a part of the DePaul community. We have a lot of great offerings, just not at the campus recreational center, at the Ray Meyer Fitness Center, but just overall, just find your fit, go on the hub, check out different events, and be a part. Be there, live in the moment. Ponder.
Yeah. I'm a huge advocate for travel. So if you can study abroad, there are a lot of opportunities. If you may not think financially that that's something that you can do, there are a lot of scholarships that are students can apply for, and it doesn't have to be a full quarter. It can be just a week or two kind of excursion during winter break and or summer break. I know that I found the love for the outdoors during my grad program. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. I didn't camp. I didn't do any of that. I now love going backpacking. I now love doing these different things because I was exposed to it while in school. And so check out our outdoor programs. If you like rock climbing, we have different climbing clubs. We have these different things that can help you find your, like Ricky said, find your fit, find your place here on campus. And just remember at the Ray that you belong here. And it doesn't just have to be fitness based. It can be you become a student employee, you find a club, and you find what connects you to the university specifically.
Yeah, that's great. And for our viewers, if you're looking to find out more specifically about Study Abroad too, we spoke with Marty, the director of Study Abroad, this past weekend, and we actually have a library of all of our past recordings on the DEN, which is the Digital Engagement Network. So you can find that at go.depaul.edu/den. All of our different interviews are there, along with the schedule for upcoming events as well. So be sure to check that out. But Ricky, Stephanie, thanks so much for taking the time to join us today. For our viewers, be sure to follow Campus Recreation. Again, their social media handle is DePaul Campus Rec. If you have any questions that you want to follow up via email, you can also reach out to them at campusrec@depaul.edu. But for all of our viewers, be sure to check out our next session this afternoon at 4 o'clock. We will be talking with the executive leadership team. So Dr. Esteban, Jeff Bethke, and Salma Ganem will be joining us for this afternoon session. So you'll have a chance to hear from them. If you didn't have an opportunity to at the beginning of this session, I'd also encourage you to check into today's stream. As you may know, Get to Know DePaul is part of our Welcome Week offering. So we have over 165 events taking place from August 26th through September 11th. So you can see the full listing at our Welcome Week website, which is welcomeweek.depaul.edu. Also, we've got some different events that are upcoming today, tomorrow, and into this weekend. So just wanted to share a little bit about that. Tonight, we're having a Learn to Juggle workshop. So at 7 p.m., streamed live from our student involvement, Res Ed, and DAB pages, you'll have the chance to learn how to juggle. So if that is a skill that you've been hoping to, secretly develop, or one that maybe you'd like to try anyway, feel free to join us for that. Then tomorrow night, we are having Big Head and Beats. So you'll have the opportunity to get virtual caricatures from a caricature artist from 7 to 9 p.m. Like Ricky said, all of these events are located on D-Hub, so you can get the link to register and the link to join from all of them there. Sunday night, we're having haunted ghost tours on Facebook on OSI, DAB, and Res Ed's pages. So be sure to check those out. And then next Tuesday, we'll be doing a paint and palette. We actually have 3 different ways that you can participate in this. First, if you're on campus, you could pick up a kit in the Office of Student Involvement next Tuesday from 1 to 5 p.m. If you're a student in quarantine, you can sign up to have one delivered to you. Or if you're a student who is engaging with DePaul remotely this quarter, you can sign up to have one mailed to you. So all of this information, again, will be located on D-Hub. But Stephanie, Ricky, again, thanks so much for taking the time to join us today. For our student viewers, we will put the slide up one more time that includes information on checking in at the end of this broadcast. But if there's anything we can do to help you in the days or weeks to come, feel free to let us know. Bye-bye, everybody.